Hello everyone, welcome back to the Next Happy Place. Today I am super excited to tell you about an all-new Totinos pizza line. This is their Ultimate pizza line, and it comes in 3 different flavors. We got a loaded combination, we've got an uncured pepperoni, and we've got an extra cheese. Today I am going to be cooking up the combination one and let you know what I think. These pizzas are $2.87 compared to the $1.97 of the original ones. And if you've been eating these original ones in the last year or so, you probably noticed that these really took a turn for the worst. The crust got kind of horrible. They took away the crispiness, you know, when you'd bite into it and it would flake off. That was the best part. Now the crust doesn't do that. The sauce is a little bit different. And worst of all is that cheese. The cheese on these ones, you cook the heck out of it and it doesn't melt. And then it's like just this gooey mess. You could burn the pizza around it and the cheese does not melt on these. So I don't know what they did to them. So maybe this right here will be bringing them back to their glory, perhaps. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to open up this one. I'm going to end up cooking this one, but I'm not going to cook up the combination. But I am going to open up the combination so we can get a comparison to kind of show you what the changes are. And this one looks interesting. It looks like they got real cheese on it this time. It could be, maybe it'll be wrong when it cooks, but there is that. They got full-size pieces of pepperoni rather than like the little bits. So that actually looks pretty decent. As far as the crust goes under the hood, it's tough to tell if that's going to be bubbly or not and crunchy. I guess one way to find out is to cook this up. So, but while I got that out there, like I said, I did buy one of these too. I'm not going to cook this one too. That's too much pizza. I already know that this one isn't going to be so good. But to give you a comparison what the differences are, like I said, the price difference is like about 90 cents. These ones are $1.97 for the OG one, and it's $2.87 for the other. So there's what you got in the OG. It's supposed to have more toppings and more cheese. So here is, oh, hopefully I don't drop them there. There's a comparison of the two. Of course, this is the new one, the Ultimate, and this is the regular. So the cheese definitely looks like an improvement on it. If you look at the cheese on there, it looks like more of a cheese. So I'm hoping they upgraded their cheese. Because like I said, if you have had this in the last year, the regular OG ones, that cheese is horrible. It's just, like I said, it does not melt. So anyways, I am going to go throw this in the oven right now. And I will be back in a second. You won't even know I'm gone. So I'll see you soon. Hello, I'm back again. This time with a cooked up pizza. I am impressed. Check that out. Here, I'll flip it around this way. I did put on the pan just to transport it to and from. Look at that cheese on there. If you have bought a Totino's pizza in the last year or so, you'll know what I'm talking about. But look at the cheese on that. That is melted beautifully. The crust still doesn't have the old school crust on it like used to, when you bite it, it would fall apart. However, the crust is still just fine on this one. There it is right there, but that cheese is the biggest thing. And as far as like size-wise goes, this is 12.21 ounces. The original one is 10.7, so it does have a little extra to it. I'd highly recommend this. If you guys, like I said, anyone that ate a Totino's pizza, if you ate it your whole life and you bought one in the last year, you know the downfall of it. Like I said, the crust was more of a flat thing. Before you'd bite it, pizzas would come off, and that made it enjoyable. It's like pillowy. And the sauce seemed to take a little change on the other one. But like I said, the biggest thing of all on the other one is that cheese. Like I said, you could almost darn near burn that pizza, and that cheese is just like a gooey mess around there. It just has the weirdest texture. But it looks like the cheese is back in full force on this one. Check that out. As far as taste goes, this doesn't got the pillowy crust like the old school one. However, in saying that, this crust is a good, nice crust on it. Definitely. It got nice little crisps to it. The sauce on there is still decent. That cheese is what makes it this pizza. It's nice having big pieces of pepperoni on it. That sausage tastes pretty good. I will definitely buy these pizzas again. Definitely worth the 90 cents more over the regular party pizzas. If you're going to buy a Totino's pizza, grab this one. And if you have not noticed the change in Totino's, if you've been eating that and haven't noticed a difference, I don't know what to tell you, because they definitely went down in the last year. Leave a note in the comments on there if you have experienced that. I know there's multiple people out there, a couple of reviewers actually have mentioned the same issue, and that cheese is just horrendous. Where here you got real cheese melted on there, perfect, well worth the 90 cents upgrade. And now, like I said, that crust is enjoyable. This is good. I'm glad I bought one of each because I'm going to enjoy the other two. And that's like the original crispy crust. It's like, original crispy crust was nice. They did change it up, but like I said, in this one it is much better than the others. But this one I got at Walmart. Like I said, there's 3 different flavors out right now. Go grab one of these. These are actually pretty good. Nice single serving pizza too. You can throw it in the oven and you got yourself a perfect, and that's the one thing I used to love about the party pizzas, is the fact that I could, if I'd have a little salad and I'd throw one of those in the oven. When I was a bachelor living on my own for a little bit there, that's what I did. I just had a pizza, or even like here, when the wife is working and I'm home, I used to, you know, would throw up Totinos in, have a little salad, and you got yourself a meal. And it was reasonable. You get them on sale for a couple of bucks, and you were good to go. I know years ago they were on sale for like $1, so it's just like, you know, inflation, I know. But as far as this goes, this is definitely a good pizza. Giving us a score, I'm happy it's back. On a day like today, this hits a spot, and I'm excited. I am super excited about this one. I'm going to give this one a 9.0. Definitely worthwhile. Like I said, if you've been turned off by Totinos in the past with that change, now's the time to come back, grab an Ultimate, and enjoy this. Like I said, that is a darn good pizza. Great crust. Toppings are decent. That cheese is nice. You can tell just from looking at when I compared earlier, that cheese is different on this one. And that's what really makes that pizza. So anyways, yeah, like I said, let me know in the comments your experience with that, if you guys have experienced the same thing. Otherwise, I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this, and I'm going to have myself a great day, and I hope you all do too. Thank you all for watching. You guys are awesome and amazing. Bye-bye.